गर्ने एभ्री डे एभ्री आवर एभ्री सेकेन्ड नेपालको विकासको लागि, नेपाली जनताको जनस्तर उकास्नको लागि। त्यसैले पत्रकार साथीहरू, यहाँ धेरै साथीहरू हुन्छ फरेन एजेन्डाको बारे पनि, जहिले पनि नेपालमा परिवर्तन भयो एक्सलेन्सी, जहिले पनि 2007 सालको परिवर्तन भारतको सहयोगले भएको थियो, 2046 सालको परिवर्तन भारतको सहयोगले भएको थियो, 2062-63 सालको जनआन्दोलन सङ्घीय लोकतान्त्रिक गणतन्त्र 12 बुँदे जुन 12 पोइन्ट एग्रिमेन्ट भएको थियो नयाँ दिल्लीमा, त्यसले नेपालमा शान्ति प्रक्रियाको सुरुवात भएको थियो।
र आत्मीय छ जसले यी दुई मुलुक बीचको भौतिक जोडिदिन्छ। नेपाल र भारत बीचको जस्तो बहुआयामिक र व्यापक सम्बन्धको गौरव विश्वका अन्य स्वतन्त्र यिनीहरूका सुख दुःख त्यत्तिकै एकअर्कासँग जोडिएका छन्। यी दुई देशबीचको राज्य स्तरको सम्बन्ध समय सन्दर्भ अनुसार परिमार्जित पनि हुँदै आएको छ।
I'm happy that the main presentation was the documentary, the first part of which I understand is ready to be telecast, and there are 3 more episodes to come. And I'd be very interested in knowing from Rishi Dhamla after the program on the focus of those episodes, because the first one apparently is a historic account of the state of our relations from one of the first bilateral visits of a democratic Prime Minister down to the last visit by Right Honourable Prime Minister Dr. Bhattarai in October. But I'll start with some preliminary, specifically on the positive cooperative relationship that we have had. But before I do that, I wanted to recount that reference was made to political evolution in Nepal. And I must say that I'm heartened that the stabilization processes that started a few years ago have accelerated in the last, in the recent past. And you know, the transition from the monarchy to a republic already in a sense has been completed. The reinvention of the Nepali polity by writing a new constitution is underway. The CA's work has accelerated. Yesterday the Parliament resumed its session, which is good news. In the meantime, since I spoke to you last, the SRC has tendered its report and the Prime Minister has remitted it again to the CA for deliberation in the body, in the Constituent Assembly. And the framework of the Constitution is more or less ready. With some challenges remaining, some major issues to be resolved, but the structure is very much in position now for all of us to see. The Nepali agenda and the Indian agenda, we would have one constructive agenda, which is trade promotion, trade facilitation, trade-related investments, and any other issues. And the results were very, very positive from especially from the Nepal point of view, and therefore also from the Indian point of view, because if it's in mutual interest that we met and decided these issues. We had 4% additional customs duty on several items. Those have been completely abolished. We have also done away with a duty refund procedure, which meant that something was collected from Nepali exporters and then restituted to them by way of compensation for the Indian excise for producing the same goods. That has also been abolished. That of the remaining tasks of the peace process, including integration of the former combatants and the framing of the constitution and its promulgation, because simply there is no alternative. I think time is going to run out, and therefore the political elite of this country is conscious of it, and despite great political differences between them, if you look at the political spectrum of Nepal in terms of its width, with Maoists on one side and Royalists on another side and an array of democratic forces in between, this spectrum is wider than in any other democratic country in the world. So the challenge is stupendous.